Hello. Hello.
Have a holly jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year.
Isn't she a cutie pie? She's a really cutie pie. I tell you what, I'm keeping her. I am
Thank you.
keeping her. And as many of you have heard me say, if she leave me, I'm coming with her. Well, Merry Christmas, Jolly Christmas, and Happy Holidays. We are here in our um,
Living room.
living room in front of our Christmas tree, which my wife and I decorated the other night. She did most of the work this time. Usually I do the whole decorating work.
That's true.
But we had,
We started earlier.
yeah, we started earlier and we had guests in our home over the last week. And so we were home more than usual and not ripping and running as
Well, at
she would
least we
say.
were in the house, so
And so she,
we could do something every couple of hours. Every few days, we did something.
yeah. So anyway, welcome to everybody. For those who are regulars, thank you for being regulars. Thank you for your messages and your tweets and your love that you share. Thank you for sharing this broadcast, telecast, message, television, whatever you want to call what we do, Happily Married Mondays with the Jolleys. Thank you for sharing it with your friends and families and your network. Please continue to do that. Subscribe to us because we want you to subscribe to this channel, to Willie Jolly Facebook, because this is the last Happily Married Monday for the year, and probably for the next, I would think 3, maybe 4 weeks.
Why is that?
Well, next Monday night is Christmas Eve.
Oh, I get that. It's Christmas
The
Eve.
following,
We'll be out caroling or doing something.
that's right, we'll be
Okay.
out caroling. I'll be caroling with you. And then,
You said I have lipstick on my teeth?
they got that big teeth and they get lipstick all over them. And then the following Monday night is New Year's Eve. The following Monday night after New Year's Eve, we'll be in Trinidad. Now, I don't know if we're going to be able to have access or not. I don't know what the client will have for us on their schedule, but we will be in Trinidad. I'll be speaking in Trinidad that day for Guardian Life Insurance. So it probably will be the following Monday that we'll be back on live. And so we want to give you...
Can we remind people? How do we do that?
Yeah. If you're subscribed to this and you're also on our newsletter, you'll get a message that we're back. So if you're not on our newsletter, go to williejolly.com/gift, williejolly.com/gift, or just go to my website and sign up for the newsletter. But if you go to williejolly.com/gift, you get a gift when you sign up. So sign up for the newsletter, you'll get updates, and then follow us. Follow us on social media so you'll get the notifications from myself or my team when I am back. So we wanted to talk a little something different about tonight, and that is the gift of a wonderful marriage. And that's something that is a blessing, but it also takes work. In Proverbs, the Bible says in Proverbs, I think it's 18, that when you find a wife, you find a good thing. And you get favor with it. That God also gives you favor when you find a wife who you love and you take care of. And I guess to speaking to the husband is that you get favor with that. But that also means when you find a spouse, your wife or your husband, that you are blessed. It's a gift. But then you must be wise enough to take good care of that gift that you've been given and nurture it and work on it and bless it and build it. Just like a child is a gift from God, that you must raise that child. That takes work. That takes nurturing and time for them to become a successful and productive part of society. So the same is true for your marriage. We have had to work on our marriage. We've had to work on our relationship.
So he who finds a wife finds a good thing.
Yes.
Okay, but
And
goes with
you get favor with it.
and you get favor with it.
Yes.
So you have to find a good wife.
That's a good point. Now, that's not exactly what it says, but that is true. Which means, again, we go back to the book. And for those who are joining us first time, Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last is the name of our marriage book. We're going into the second printing of the book. We are so excited about the response from the first printing. The first printing just about gone. And that's amazing for a book that we didn't have and don't have at this point on Amazon. If you try to get on Amazon, you're buying somebody's copy and they've jacked the prices up. So we will have our version on Amazon come the next printing. Mm-hmm. But this is a book that you can get from our office, or you can get it at jolleymarriage.com, as well as the audio, the live audio. By the way, we also have another book if you go to my website, Attitude of Excellence, featured a couple weeks ago in Forbes, and really excited about this. So I'm doing a lot of interviews for this book right now, as well as the beginning of the year. But let's go back to the marriage book. You find favor. And how do you find a good husband or wife? That's where we talk in the book, last chapter, the extra chapter, about singles. And the chapter is entitled Message for Singles, special section, How to Choose the Right Person to Marry. And how you choose the right person to marry. And we were at an event yesterday I spoke at, and they questioned, how do you know which one is the right one? Well, that's where wisdom and prayer comes into play. And wisdom that you will be asking God for wise counsel, and not just your itchy twitchy
What's
feelings.
of your flesh.
Yeah, a lot of times they look good. I mean, they look good. And yet...
So when the thrill wears off, what's left?
Yeah, so that's why
during the difficult times.
That's right. So we tell people a couple things, that when you marry somebody, you make usually you'll make a vow. You'll say, I take this person in sickness and in health, for richer, for poor, for better, for worse, till death do us part. And many people will say that, oh, yeah, because they look good, or they waiting for that marriage night to get it on. But we say that when you make that vow, you must work to keep that vow and work through the challenges.
And what does that mean, to work to keep the vow? I think when you say that, you're talking about what we've talked about a lot in terms of studying your mate. Yeah. Or even when you're not married, since you're talking about that chapter, is to study the person that you think might be the right one.
Yes.
Study.
Yes.
In terms of the temperament. Yeah. What kind of temperament do they have? Mm-hmm. How do they act under pressure?
Yeah.
How well organized are they under pressure?
Yeah.
Are they able to make decisions when things go awry? And things can often go awry. And can you respond not with your feelings, but with the right things to do?
Yes.
The logic.
Which
requires wisdom.
So it goes back. We talk about it often in the book. Chapter number 2 is Make God an Equal Part of Your Marriage. And we talk about the fact in that chapter that one of the things we worked on is wisdom. It's wisdom. And we talk about the importance of wisdom in marriage. Let me read a little bit of that. Marriage success takes wisdom. In Webster's dictionary, wisdom is defined as the ability to understand and do what is proper and reasonable, to have good sense, to discern inequalities and relationships. I like to say that the wisdom is to get clarity on what to do when you don't know what to do. It is to have good judgment in difficult moments. That's what Dee was just saying. And so that's what we've had to pray over the years for wisdom, whether it's with our parents who were elderly, whether it's with children who we had challenging moments with them.
Who had lost their minds.
Lost their
Periodically,
mind.
that seems to happen.
Yes. Whether it's with financial challenges, whether it's with stuff that happens in life, just life coming at you. And it can break up a marriage if you're not wise. I had a conversation just yesterday with a guy who called me on my cell phone mad. I'm mad at his wife, hot as a firecracker. And he's talking, and I said, ho, 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 ho. Let's go over this again. And he went through the part. I said, why are you upset? You created this. So you were saying this was how you were feeling, and now you want both sides of the point. The other part of that is you let your pride get in the way of a great relationship. And your pride can get in the way of a great relationship. So Dee and I often have had differing opinions on something or other, but we've learned to not let our pride get in the way. If she's right, if this is a better solution and she's right, we go with it. If I'm right,
I think that's because you are confident in yourself, and it's okay for someone else to have a better solution than you.
Yeah, I don't have to have all the right ideas.
And then to be able to receive that and go forward together.
Right.
And to implement it.
Married couples often will get into conflicts because somebody got to be right all the time. Come on. That's not necessary, and it's not healthy for a great relationship.
I think that plays into during the holiday time.
Yep. Let's talk about that because you wanted to really talk about that.
I just want, because now is such a very stressful time during the holidays, and all the advertisements are saying buy something, and hurry up because the sales are here.
Right.
That we forget the reason for the season.
Right.
That Jesus is the reason for the season, and that it is about sharing.
Yes.
Of yourself and your time, and not going into debt.
Right.
So how do you do that? So how do you have a less stress-filled holiday season where you enjoy each other?
You know, when she talks, she just turns me on. Y'all know that? She just turns me on. She's so cute.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Now, let me say that. I say that often.
To remind himself.
Because the more I say it, the more it conditions her, and it reminds me of why I fell in love with her in the first place, was that she was smart. And she was cute. Now, the smart part was really the most important of the two, because she was able to engage me mentally and keep my mind activated. And we talk about a lot of things. We always talk. We're driving and talking about ideas and talking about concepts. And that's one of the reasons why we found people who are long married, they enjoy each other, not just physically, but also mentally and emotionally and spiritually. They hold hands. We're going to go back to some of the things we do that have made this gift of finding a person who is your mate. Hold hands.
So we practice. Let's
right,
not go off.
I'll go off on a
target.
Tangent. Right.
We practice self-care. So how do we get through the stress of the holiday? Like we took most of the week to decorate the tree. Yes. Not all at one time, but a little bit each night. By the time we got the lights on, and then we had to go get some more lights.
Yeah.
That was
at about 9:30 at night, going to get lights.
So we got lights. Took us a couple of days to get the lights, but it was okay. Put one set on. Oh, that's not enough. Get another set. Okay. Even though we really have not purchased any ornaments in maybe 10 years, maybe.
Maybe so.
But just added some lights to it. So that was a date.
Well, you bought enough ornaments for 2-3 trees.
On end of the year, after Christmas sale, over the year. So yes. I have enough ornaments to give to other people. So anyway.
All right.
So we've kind of like slowed down.
Yeah.
Self-care.
Yeah.
During this time when there's so many parties that we could go to.
Right. And we go to a lot of parties. But we also have
to pace ourselves
yes.
and not overeat at every party.
That's
How about
right.
that?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right, because you can get partied out, and you can get also, if you don't have discipline.
And you can't go to everything.
And if you drink, which I'm not a drinker, but I've seen people just destroy their careers at Christmas and holiday parties where they drank too much in business settings, we say that's not a good idea, and it impacts their marriages often because they say or do something to somebody that they had a infatuation with that impacts their marriage. Because my son says alcohol makes you do the things that you are keeping under wraps or you're inhibited about.
So alcohol makes you loose?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So
so we're going to practice self-care.
All right. Self-care.
So don't overeat. You can go to several parties, but you can't drink at every party.
Right.
And on TV they were saying if you're going to drink, with each drink you should have a glass of water. So you can only go.
And for God's sake, don't drink and drive. Look, folks, do not drink and drive during this time because it can mess up your life and somebody else's life. Let's talk about other self-care and discipline.
Agree on a list of what you can afford to buy each other. Yep. I think that's very, very important.
That's very important. Set some sort of budget so you're not paying your debts off the next 6 months for what you bought.
Or the next year.
Or the next year for what you bought at Christmas. That makes sense.
And I think it's important that you honestly talk about, this is how much spendable income. We're household budget, but this is how much spendable income I have.
Right.
And if I'm within a budget, this is how much money I have to spend on you.
Right.
Or you guys agree as to what your budget is going to be for each other. And that's what we do.
Yeah. Tension can be created when you're not discussing it and as well as when one person spends a lot and the other one's holding back the reins because you didn't discuss it. How often we say in this Happily Married Monday, communication. Communication is critical to the success of your marriage. Talk to each other. Okay, what's the next one?
Use one credit card. If you're going to charge, if you're not going to go and deal with the cash, and if you're saying, well, okay, I can charge it and I can spend it and I can pay it off in January when the bill comes, use one credit card. Why? Because you can keep track better when there's one card and you know exactly how much there is. You won't be tempted to go overboard.
Right.
So use one credit card.
Right.
And then research sales. Oh my goodness.
Right.
There are all kinds of websites out there where you can comparison shop. You can even have it on your phone. And what Cheryl does, who works with us, Cheryl said that she goes to the store. I was listening to that on TV, and Cheryl was saying she does the same thing. She can go to the store and in the store purchase the stuff online.
Or negotiate in the store.
Oh my goodness!
Or negotiate in the store and say, "Here's what I'm getting online," and get a great deal.
Right, and then why don't you have a day when nobody's spending any money? And you find something to do and not spend any money.
Just quality time.
Spend day.
Quality time.
And to do something right where you're not going and putting out dollars or even your credit card. And then some more intimate things so that's like, well, let's try to manage our monies. But what about something like writing a letter to each other?
Yeah.
Having dinner together or leftovers. We don't have any leftovers in the house because I didn't cook.
Well, we've eaten out every night, so
we could write a letter to each other.
Yeah.
And then put it away for next year. Write a letter as to what you really appreciate about your spouse during the holiday.
That's a great idea.
Is that a great idea?
That's a great...
A letter or a note, and then put it away and read it to each other on Christmas morning as you open your other gifts.
I like that. I like that.
That really costs
I
any
like
money.
that. Write a letter about what you appreciate and what you love about each other. And be specific. Well, I like the fact my wife she takes good care of me.
I do.
She really does take good care of me. And she's sweet to me. She's kind to me. And she's tough. She's tough. She's a tough cookie with our people and, people who are dealing with business.
You have to be.
She's a tough cookie. But with me, she's always sweet, always nice. And we talk and laugh a lot. We really do have a fun relationship because of the humor and the positive attitude. And we think about the different couples we're around, like Bradley and Terry Thomas. If you go back to the summer, they were two of the people in the beach week in August that we did with the three couples. And one of the keys that we write about in the book with Bradley and Terry is that she talks about how his humor keeps them from ever arguing. They never argue. And he's always got one quip after another. He's just humorous, and that keeps their relationship fresh. Use humor, laugh, and enjoy the time together. What's
Here's
some
another
other
one. We could rent and watch an old movie, romantic movie.
Okay, that's a good
nice.
idea. Yeah.
Right? Or we could watch the Hallmark Channel. That's
Okay.
very popular right now.
Lot
Lots
of
of
people,
family, Christmas type movies, or something very current that we absolutely love and we bought for $9.99 at the Walmart was The Greatest Showman.
If you have not seen
With
that movie,
Hugh Jackman. What a wonderful, loving movie, because they're actually talking about, okay, I got all the accolades and everything, but the most important thing is my family.
yeah. And we found out later that our pastor loves that movie. So
The
many
music
friends.
is wonderful.
Great
It's positive.
music, so-
It's uplifting, and it's $10 at Walmart.
Get that as a gift. Get that as a
Well,
gift.
get it for yourself,
Yeah.
and then give it as a gift.
Yep.
And then you can snuggle up under the quilts and the blankets and watch the movie, and that's the $10 evening.
Yep.
And then I thought, what about skipping? Now we work out every Saturday all day
do.
long. So what did you?
She added that all day long. We work out on Saturday mornings, but I don't work out all day long. She works out all day long. From early in the morning till late in the evening, she's at the gym.
It's a series of activities.
Okay.
So here's another suggestion. Why don't we could skip a Saturday workout and go and have coffee or tea at a little place and just chat.
I like that.
Like we're dating. How about that?
Well, we're on a date all the time.
All
anyway.
the time.
Yes.
And then something that might cost a little more money, take a dance class together.
Very
A
good.
hand dance class together, or salsa, because we dance together,
Yes.
but not necessarily hand dancing. That's more romantic, as you
Yes.
touch bodies and the like, as opposed to doing all the crazy stuff that you normally do. Okay. Then, what a lot of young couples like, millennials, they like this whole cooking thing. I'm not really into the cooking thing, but taking a cooking class together, then I added a twist. Take a cooking class, then come home and practice creating a couple of dishes with your lingerie on.
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
How about that as a suggestion?
And then we're in Washington, D.C. There are a lot of free things you can do together. We have a thing called Zoo Lights that we could do.
That's next on the list. Right.
Or you could go to the area where people decorate their homes and drive by.
All right,
and
so
walk by.
let's back up. So if you're in an area where there's a zoo, there's probably a holiday experience.
Yeah.
Like in D.C., there is the zoo is run by the Smithsonian.
Right.
And it's called Zoo Lights, and you can visit nationalzoo.si.edu for the hours, and it's actually powered by Pepco.
Okay.
So in other areas, you can't drive through. You can't drive through our zoo. It's walking with all the lights and everything. But in other areas, there's a drive-through.
Yep.
Check the parks in your area, and it's by the car. There's one near our church.
One near our church, and when we were in Hampton, Virginia, there was one that we went to see one year.
So and it was like $5 or $7 for a carload of people.
Yep. Look for the opportunities to have a date and just spend time together. Mm-hmm. The more you spend time together and you don't have drama. See, some people can find drama on anything, anytime, anywhere. They can find drama, and if there is no drama, they create drama. We're saying, don't have drama. Let the pride get away from you, and don't let your
Here's another one.
emotions take over.
Which is popular right now. Experience ice at the Gaylord.
Yep.
Now, there might be some other areas, but the ice at the Gaylord this year is featuring Charlie Brown. Now, we did it several years ago where you put on the whole suit because
it's cold. It's ice.
It was
it's like
the figures are all built out of ice.
Yeah.
And so you go into this like humongous refrigerator situation. You have the sliding boards. You have all of these things. And you can do that and then go have hot chocolate or something after.
Right.
Or hot toddy or something like that.
So we go back to communicating, talking, and no drama. Leave the drama. Chapter number 5. Leave the drama with your mama. This chapter says that drama is good for reality shows, but not for your marriage. Leave the drama with your mama. When you were a child, you acted like a child. You thought like a child. But when you became a grown-up, you had to put away childish things. This childish stuff with the hollering and screaming and the not talking and not giving each other any. You got to have sex. A lot of it. And that holding, withholding, and using it as a weapon is a bad idea. And we highly recommend you not do that. I want to get into sex. I'm always talking about sex. Every opportunity I can to talk about sex. Because married folks need to talk about sex.
Yes, Steve.
They do.
One final suggestion would be to go on one of those cruises, one of those Odyssey cruises.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Dinner cruises.
Yeah.
And we've done that.
Yeah.
But there's an Odyssey dinner cruise. And Odyssey seems to be a brand name in many different cities.
Yeah.
So you can go on a lunch cruise, a dinner cruise, and just take in the lights and have dinner. And there's dancing also. Some of them also offer
Tell me something you appreciate, you're glad you married me for.
There's never a dull moment.
Never.
Never a dull moment. You are very sweet and very, very thoughtful, and you supply all my needs. You make me feel financially secure.
Yes.
You work very hard at that.
I work hard to make sure. I work hard for the money. We went to see the Donna Summer show in New York on Wednesday, the matinee, and we love that. I work hard for the money. She works hard, and I thought about the fact we work hard, and that's why we can take a trip to New York and enjoy a couple of days.
That was a crazy day. We should just say what that was like. So he went to New York to work, and the hotel was outrageously expensive, and I didn't want to do it.
She didn't want to do it, and she was against it, but we talked about it. And I sold her on coming and experience it. And I sold her brother, who really didn't want to spend money.
My brother and my sister-in-law went, and that was really the first time we've been to New York where we were working. Normally we go, we work, and we come right back.
Right. But this time we went and we had a wonderful time.
Holiday time, and I had to say to Willie, he was absolutely right, that we should stay an extra day and take in the Christmas experience in New York City. That is really a wonderful experience. And the culmination was the One World Tower Observatory. It was an amazing experience, and I would suggest that anyone do that because they give you an iPad, and the iPad speaks to you as well as writes the information about what's going on in each of the boroughs, the history of Ellis Island, Coney Island, talks about Queens, and just history. And then from there, you can decide where else you want to go.
Yeah.
But you can only do that. There's so much to see and do with that observatory experience. You can only do one thing a day.
Yeah, we were going to try and get on a big bus and hop on and hop off bus, but that experience at the One World Center, the former Trade Center where it was, and the 9/11 museum and the 9/11 memorial was so overwhelming and taking time for you to really experience it.
It's very emotional too.
Yeah, so we want to wish you all a jolly Christmas. We want to wish you a jolly happy marriage. We want to encourage you to go to jollymarriage.com, get copies of the book, give them for Christmas. If you haven't gotten your Christmas gifts finished yet, we got a few more that will be available for Christmas before we go to the second printing. Get them at jollymarriage.com or just call our office at 202-723-8863, 202-723-8863, or you can get for Christmas gifts my new book, An Attitude of Excellence. My friend Stan Robbins bought 8 today.
Aww.
And so we want to thank him and thank others who say they wanted them. And this is going to be a big book in 2019. Get the audio version as well of the marriage live, and you'll be enjoying that. Look, we want to thank you. Our time is up. We will be away, as we said again, for those who might have just joined us, next at least the next 2, maybe 3 Mondays because of Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, and then we'll be in Trinidad the following Monday. So stay tuned.
Working hard for the money.
We're working hard for that
in Trinidad.
money. So just follow us, subscribe to us.
And look for new information and new interviews.
Yep, and stay connected to us. And we wish you a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year.
Have a holly jolly Christmas.
And if you celebrate Kwanzaa, happy Kwanzaa. If you celebrate Hanukkah, we hope you have had a wonderful Hanukkah season. Whatever it is, the key is that you celebrate it with family, with faith, and with friends. And you make the most of each and every moment. Be blessed and have a great relationship. Build your relationship. We gone. Jolley out. See ya.